So that's one thing I'm gonna be expecting. You have a ball and you have a so since the enemy is running a ball into your Mei, I'm guessing the Mei is gonna want to target that ball, so expect a lot of I should be expecting a lot of follow up when the ball whatchamacallit, when the Mei is targeting ball. Also I'm gonna like mute, make it small, there we go, should be perfect. I had it mute before so I couldn't hear anything. Where's your Mei? I mean I see you guys being active. Wait, let's just look it up. I just want to know where the Mei is. Huh. Okay, so May's in the back, not really. That's a bit weird. May kind of counts towards the frontline support. She's like a frontline supporter because she wants to be up, having activity, trying to help set up plays, just like the tanks do. They do have a Genji. All right, so this you have a bubble onto the right here. This is a good bubble. That was a bad self bubble. Yeah, I would like you to chat here. I would like you to chat here since I'll be able to just see your I'll be able to see your messages like much more easier. I don't have to like switch apps or look at a different device. I can just look to the side. Yeah. Okay. So first off, can you please explain to me this self bubble right here? Was this just like a mechanical error? Like you expected Reinhardt to keep being aggro? Here, actually, let's just play this whole bubble through because it may look bad right now. I want to. Okay, now that I verified that the bubble was completely bad, can you please explain that part? Oh, okay. Let's go over here. The first thing we're paying attention. The first thing we're paying attention to is the self bubble when you used it. Let me use a different color. All right. So, can you please explain why you bubbled? What you call it? Why you when you bubble? Can you explain? Actually, you know what? Just explain the bubble to me, and then I'll tell you later. I want to know what happened. And that's why or Ryan continued his aggression. Okay. So basically, a lot of those factors do kind of like basically, how does the factors do in a way affect how the performance of your bubble in that situation? What should I call it? Can you please explain to me why you didn't start walking forward to like do your bubble? Because while granted, why you expected Brian to like stay aggressive and you just didn't know that Ryan was gonna put up his shield, why didn't you walk forward in front of the shield so that way you could have gotten value out of your bubble? Charge. Oh, okay. So one habit you need to start getting into when using your self bubble. Oh, yeah, okay. So one habit you need to get into when using your self bubble is to, what can we call it? Usually walk forward aggressively. Um, and I do see that basically. I do see that. What the hell? Get out. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Get out. Oh no. Oh shit. I hope everything's not bad. Yes, Jake is in my house and he had a fucking rip tire. Let's see. Uh oh. Oh no, my mouse unrecognizable? Oh fuck, he fucked my mouse. Hold up. I hope you can hear me. Damn it. Fucking wiggles. Uh oh. Not good. Can you still hear me? Okay, yeah, hold on. Experiencing a few technical difficulties here. God damn it! I can't believe my freaking cat like fucked up everything. Ugh. The computer, I thought he would just wander around the other places, but no, he had to fucking look at my computer. Dogs are no dogs will wander and sniff around your place even still. Ugh, come on. Fuck, this tech is fragile. Let's see. Okay, so my stuff is working again. I just fucking improvised, plugged in something, and then that started working. Okay, so now let's get back to what we were doing earlier before that interruption of a technical issue. Um, so yeah, one habit you need to make sure you have when using your bubbles as Zarya, which I should have expected you to have like not have a problem with anymore. I still see a problem with on your Zarya is that you still have a habit of not pushing up when you have your bubble. Another thing I do see, what we call it, a small detail over here that you did point out, which is good, is that what you call it. Oh wait, no, you had perfect ammo right over here. I know it doesn't look clear, but that's like 50 ammo. And the only problem, but there's two things that makes a Zarya bubble pretty powerful, and that's when bubbling when you have ammo. So that way, when you push in, like when you push up, you can push up while being able to hold left click, and then you get tons of charge while doing damage, and then you can back up, reload once your bubble is down, and then get your HP back, get supported, go back in full HP maybe. So yeah, but seriously though, you need to start. This is serious when playing as Zarya bubbles. If you want to be good with Zarya, you're gonna have to learn how to push up with her bubbles when using self bubble. Okay, so that way you can get tons of charge and get tons of aggro. Yes, that is one habit you would like to have up. Sometimes there will be exceptions of situations where you're not going to have your ammo because you're busy using it for something else. Don't let that kind of like collide with. Don't let that collide with you being basically making you wait till you have ammo and then you push up. You don't have to play it like that. It's okay to push up when you don't have ammo because you can actually push up not shoot anything and then shoot after, and it's just like that's like pretty much a different thing. The only time you really would utilize something like that, like say for instance a situation where you need to push up and use your ammo, is when you're trying to pick somebody off. Like for example, back then, remember the time when we were talking about the Zenyatta? We were talking about the example on Zenyatta and King's Row when you were attacking. Okay, that's an example of basically having ammo and using your bubble to push up is basically to go for aggro. Is to go for picks. Yeah. So that's what you. So that's kind of like the only needed thing. But it's just really nice. It makes you just very efficient in your aggression to be able to push up, left click at the same time, and get tons of value in that small moment. But right now it seems that you seem to have a problem just pushing up. As I can tell, you're either inconsistent or this might be just one rare mistake. Now that I see it. Oh, good job. Oh, they took out your Ryan. Ooh. Wait, how did you get slowed down? Were you slowed down or is that well, not just efficient aggression. The thing you want to add to your play is pushing up more when you have bubble past your Reinhardt shield. You don't want to self bubble behind the Reinhardt shield. That's just bad. You need to move more. Holy hell! What kind of movement was that? Let's look at this again. Let's watch this. Keeps walking back. Keeps walking back. Not a lot of dodging. I would have expected more like strafe to the right, immediately strafe to the left, trick the Reaper and be like, oh no, I shot this way. The Zarya's immediately there. Oh fuck, the Zarya's juking me. I would have thought you would have at least tried to dodge maybe two or three of his shots. Yeah. Whatchamacallit. Well, you're gonna have to practice that then. Whatchamacallit. A good drill in the trading range is to like basically have one point of interest, and then what you do is you move left and right unpredictably, like you're strafing. Um, and then your goal is to make sure that your crosshair stays on this point of interest. So like if you're over here and then you move to this way, then you have to like make sure your crosshair stays on that. Okay. Okay. Granted, you're gonna basically stop to make sure you have better aim, but the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to. While that is good, it helps you improve your aim standing still. You don't want to only rely on that to have good aim. You're gonna want to start practicing different ways to like exercise your aim, so that way you'll be able to so that way you'll be able to excel in different situations. Like for example, this situation, you if you were able to move while aiming, like move in horizontal ways, like if you practiced this drill beforehand, you would have had a better chance of killing the Reaper and staying alive. So it's important that you practice different styles. It's important that you practice different ways of aiming, so that way you don't solely rely on standing still just to have good tracking. Okay. Okay. Let me just erase this. Is his name Happy Bijou? Nice. Oh, I would right click him. Oh, that's too much chasing. Oh, you gotta right click, man. Still learning how to play him. Okay, so it also seems your reaction is a little bit slow, and you got caught out with no bubble. Oof. All right, so let's analyze the situation right here. Let's go back to the beginning when you just started the fight. Let's see where you're doing pretty good. Let's just see where it went wrong that ended up getting you killed there. So over here, I will say that this is a bit weird. You kind what you call it? You kind of like were a bit slow on targets. You instead of like being, you should, if anything, I should definitely while you were like at maybe at this point over here, I would have after you took out that thing, the symmetric turret. I would expect that you would start right clicking around this area because it's very far away. So you would want to like basically get bits of damage in there, so that way you can kind of contribute to the fight while you're walking up. So because like over here you're just like not doing anything. So over here a bit inactivity. You need to one thing you should start implementing into your games is basically one thing you should start implementing into your games is basically uh how would you say it? Right click what while you're walking into the fight, put in some right clicks so you can have more activity. Okay, and then you go over here, and I believe this is where you went wrong. So over here, you overextended. You basically overextended to an area that would make it very difficult for you to retreat. I mean, well, actually, this is not really an overextension because first off, the fight is like right over there, and there's a nice retreat path. If I could just go back a little bit. Oh, right. Oh, fuck, that was so fast. Hold on, let's just play this real quick. There's a nice retreat path that takes you right back into the battlefield. Right here. This part. Um, you can actually hop onto this gong and then hop onto the battlefield just like that in the fall. So just a nice shortcut. But basically just kind of like excluding that. Over here, you kind of like basically overextend into a territory that would make it very difficult to retreat. Yeah, you can jump back up there. So this is definitely a habit of overextend. So this was definitely an overextension. How come you overextended here? What made you think this was okay to overextend? Did you not take into account the retreat? Okay, you wanted to confirm a kill. Do you know how to confirm a kill in this situation? Look, if you were to look at this image, okay. Basically, right click. You want to take advantage more of your range. Yes, second fire. I'm sorry, I always call it the right click. It's difficult to call it second fire because I'm always used to it. Sorry. But yeah, over here you just basically went in full in with their primary fire, and next thing you know, now you're not the Reaper's gone. You're basically now in this like barren place. You're like out of the fight. You're doing nothing, and now you try to get back, and then you kind of get flung out, and then you get distracted with the Moira over here, thinking you can take her on. Honestly, in my opinion, you should have been able to take her on, but let's see how you take her on here. All right. So first things first, things that you did wrong. You didn't right click. You didn't secondary fire the Moira enough because Moira's a skinny object. It's gonna make it very difficult for you to kind of like get left clicks on her because you have to be very fast with your reactions and very precise. So um, to basically help kind of like soften the requirements or like make it a bit easier to kill the Moira, you should definitely have right clicked here. Right click at her feet, so that way, one, it would have basically made her bounce in the air for a little bit, and two, so that way you can get a bit more damage on her than what you were getting on at that moment. Okay. Hello. You can't be going into a fight with oh, what's it called? You can't be going into fight feeling unsure that you might not be able to get a kill, and you can't basically think that you can just constantly rely on what you have if you want to grow. Yeah, yeah. You can't be like thinking you're not gonna. You can't think that confidence should be a big enough reason not to do something. Part of doing something is screwing it up until you get it right. Of course, it will sometimes probably maybe lose you some fights, but it's the only way you'll ever be able to grow and actually push forward. If you need to, yeah, exactly, yeah, that's good. You need to be able to do more. You need to be able to do more things despite you being confident or not. You're gonna have to master them eventually and get it right. So yeah, and then you end up dying over here. So over here, so pretty much the things that went wrong here was that you ended up overextending to a place, and then you tried to get back you end up overextending out, and that could have actually gotten you killed, mainly because you don't know what's mainly because what you call it, your healers are all the way in the back over here, and then you're like all the way out over there. So yeah, it kind of makes it a bit dangerous. And then the second thing was that you basically tried to duel a Moira and you didn't right click. If you were high charge, no, the situation would not really be that different that much. If you were high charge, you would still need to right click. The only thing that would be different is if you right clicked in that situation. If you were high charge and you right clicked in that situation, you would have been much more threatening because Moira could die within 3 right clicks or less. If you basically do the right click, left click, right click, left click. Sorry, second fire, primary fire combined. So yeah, because the reason so the thing is that Zarya's pretty tanky when she takes on Moira. If you did have a bit more support or you were more with your team while you tried to fight that Moira, you would have had a higher chance of surviving. But because you overextended into a territory that where your teammates could not help you, that's why you basically died so easily by that Moira. That Moira was able to take you on because you had no support whatsoever. You were isolated and she was able to pick you off. Yes, you did. Oh, that's a bit of a weird one. I'm guessing the reason why you bubbled was because you saw Zarya right clicks. That was basically gonna, and that you thought that was gonna charge your stuff. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, that's a little bit inaccurate. That was just honestly a bit of inaccuracy right there. Like you thought the Zarya right clicks would land on you, but no, she wasn't aiming for you. She was aiming for the people in the back of you. Yeah, gotta get that right, my dude. Ooh, 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 nice. Ooh, what is your Ryan doing out there? Oh, he's killing things apparently. He's apparently executing out an aggressive ass plan, but he died for it. Oh well. You guys are still up too. You guys should definitely be able to win this. You guys just need to push out. Oh, that's a bit of a weird shot. I would have definitely had placed it like this way instead of this way. But okay, that's fine. That's good. It helped get you guys kills. Good job. Now that's a more better bubble. You got yourself charged from that one. Oh, there's a Reaper behind. I'm surprised you didn't react to that. Okay, so it seems you're also not that great at being able to use the list. Do you have headphones when you play, or do you use the TV screen? Okay, you have headphones. Um, definitely should have been able to detect that Reaper there. Did you while you were watching this VOD, did you hear that Reaper from the side? Like, did you hear the Reaper coming from this side when you first hear him shooting? Well, I know you haven't rewatched it, but I'm not. I'm talking about like live, like when you were playing. Did you detect the Reaper? Yeah, the Reaper. The teammates did call it out, but did you hear the Reaper before the teammates called it out? Okay, you need to be able to hear it within the first shot because I could tell from the type of gunshot and where it was coming from, and from the first gunshot. Well, despite all this noise happening, that there was a Reaper behind. So yeah, you got. Oh wait, hold on. You're not a mouse player. You're not a mouse player. You can't flick. Fuck. But at least your sensitivity is high enough for you to be able to react still. No, you should have just reacted because since you are the peel character, you have the peel bubbles, so you should have been able to. You should have been the one to have heard that. You should have been the one to have heard threats in the back because you're the character that has the ability to peel. It is your job to be able to detect threats in the back. One way of detecting threats is hearing them yourself before your friends can. Well, you have peel abilities. I mean, remember, your role is defined on what the abilities you have. If you have abilities that can definitely peel for friends, for example, Zarya Bubble, then you definitely contribute to the peel. You definitely contribute uh, to the peel factor in your team. Okay. Yeah. I see. I see. Huh. You seem to be thinking only in one type of play style. Interesting. Yeah, probably still learning other things about Zarya. What are you doing here? I guess it seems you're just wandering looking for enemies to kill, but okay, you're not. Okay, you're not a flanker, not a Genji or a Tracer. And also this Junkrat is really not even enough. This Junkrat is not even enough to catch your attention. Maybe if you had a Riptire, okay, that's maybe some attention that's needed to be grabbed. But that Junkrat was nowhere near worth your attention. I know, but there was also like people over here too. You could have just killed them. After all, there's more people there. You're high charge. You wanted to go for more kills, not some rando that could easily be dealt with in the back. Good job. Now that's a good defensive ability right there. Hmm. Actually, you know what? That's a good bubble. All right, last fight. I expect this grab to be used. What are you gonna combo it? Please tell me you guys are. planning to combo before I let this video play anymore. Thought about face tanking in the grab. Yeah, that's a good one. Call it? Please tell me what kind of bow. Please tell me you have a graph combo because I know you're in your group. I expect a graph combo of some sorts. We thought about the following: shatter first, freeze second, grab third. You see, shatter. Okay, I want you to I want you to look at this. Okay, let's look at the setup to basically set up each of these ultimates. Shatter first, freeze second, grab third. You're basically setting up a grab. Do you know how easy it is to set up a grab? Do you compare it to a shatter? Let's first look at shatter. How do you set up shatter? Okay. If they have a shield, you want to take away the shield. Okay. If the people are not grouped up, you want to have the people grouped together. Okay. That's how you basically do your shatter. Now, since they don't have a shield, basically your shatter should be easy. But since they also have a chance of basically flanking around and never usually playing the main line, since they probably might have a wrecking ball, or they might have switched to a Reinhardt, I can't remember. Yeah, but this is last fight. When it's 78%, that means it's last fight. At this point, you should basically be playing to win the entire game. Trying to set what's your main tank friend here is he's trying to play the long game, okay? He's trying to play the middle game. He's like still in the beginning. He's trying to build up ults. He's thinking of economy. You're not thinking about economy. You're in the end game right now. You're at the point where you have the chance to win an ultimate. I mean, sorry, you're at the point where basically you're at the point where you're at the deciding factor whether you win this fight or you lose this round. Okay? If you win this fight, you win the round. That's the thing right here. You got to play to the end of the round. You guys have already basically did a great job trying to get your point all the way up to 78%. Now you're playing for winning this one fight. Your main tank should not be thinking about building shatter again in the grab. Your main tank should be thinking, how are we going to kill this team and just easily win? We want to find the most reliable, consistent, effective way to take down the enemy team with our ultimates. How should we use our ultimates in what order? Ryan's shatter first is not a good order because it takes a lot of setup just to do it as compared to maybe a freeze or a grab. A freeze, people would have to be together. Now that's a bit of difficulty to kind of like set up. However, grab, if people just stay grouped up together and you launch that grab right into there, and then people freeze, it's an easy win. It's an easy win of a fight. You could even just grab like maybe two or three people, and if your Ryan swings into that grab, you're immediately 3 up. Like you got to be thinking about the most reliable, consistent, effective way. Like you got to think about the most reliable, effective, um, what should we call it? Conservative way to be able to use your ultimates uh effectively. I just said effectively. Fuck, I sound redundant. But yeah, Ryan Shadow first, bad start. I would consider something more easier to set up like Grav or Freeze. Not at this point. If you're not at this point yet, then you don't think about then that's when you think about economy. Because like why would you think about economy in like the end game, right? Why would you think about economy when you only have one fight left? You just gotta win that one fight. You don't have to care about the other fights. Like an overtime push? What are you talking about? Like an overtime push? Oh, an overtime push. So basically, if you win at this point, I see. Um, so basically, say for instance, you win the fight and then they have an overtime push, right? Not to the long game. Like an OT push us into win the fight, not to the long game. Hold on. Sorry, I got myself confused here. My bad. Um, I don't know. I don't know what you consider to be an overtime push to win the fight. Um, because the only time you usually have an overtime push is when you gotta take the point back in order to beat a deciding factor. Long games into build old economy. I guess you could say like an overtime push. Um, but yeah, pretty much in the last fight, you want to usually blow all your ultimates to increase the chances of you like winning the fight. If you feel like the enemy has a lot of ultimates themselves too, it would probably be a bit more reasonable to be conservative, just so that way you don't you don't blow everything off. You know, the whole point here is to increase the chances of the whole point here is to increase the chances of basically winning the point, winning first round. So yeah, yeah. Oh, no, don't drop the. Oh, what are you dropping the wall for? Good job, right clicking in that AoE. Oh, right click, right click. Oh, no right click. Oh, but you're still alive. Can you make it? Oh, no, you didn't make it. All right, let's see what basically went wrong here because I have a feeling I wanted to get my bubble on here. Well, let's see what went wrong here in this because this should have been the most easiest thing to win. Let's see what you guys screwed up in this, okay? You basically have nice charge. So first off, Ball decides to create a counteract. Ball decides to counterplay by putting his mines on point and trying to see if he can maybe get a few picks or just a nice bit of pressure. He basically kills off your Anna. Your Ryan kills off the by charging into the enemy team. What is your Ryan thinking? What is your damn Ryan thinking? What the fuck? Your fucking Ryan is so fucking lucky that he got the fucking kill. This fucking idiot. Oh my god. And you bubble him. Oh, that's why you wanted the wall put down. You see, I actually liked it when the wall was up because then the Ryan because I thought you had all your teammates over here. I did not see the Ryan charge into the enemy team so stupidly like that. So that's why I wanted the wall down so you don't accidentally isolate your Ryan off into the enemy. How because on what you call it, if the Ryan was on this side, if you played correctly, you guys would have been able to isolate that Reaper off and kill that Reaper. So yeah, what you call it? Your Ryan decides to shatter before dying because he's in. So basically, your Ryan made a huge mistake here. Your Anna wasn't your the Hammond basically played a really good, nice counterplay, and you unfortunately weren't able to peel too well for your Anna player there. I'm definitely gonna put some blame on you for not being able to peel for your Anna in the back. Um, I'm gonna put blame on Ryan for basically thinking it was a good idea to charge in, despite the fact despite the fact he could have just grabbed and then he could have just like hammered. Like, oh. And the third thing you did over here was that you overstayed your welcome. Because first off, look at it. Look where you are. There's a ton of enemies right over here. I mean, you have them all grabbed up, and you're gonna probably kill like a pretty good amount of them. But like, the thing is that your team. But the thing is that the difference between you and your team is that the enemy Zarya has support from her Anna, and you don't have support from your healers. Your Anna's dead, but your Moira's in the back, still probably fighting. And you definitely overstayed your welcome over here. You guys did try to follow up, and you did try to throw in a grab. It was a valiant attempt, and I don't think it was a mistake. But the fact that you tried to stay over there to keep trying to get more kills was definitely a mistake because now you're going to lose your life over it. And the fact that you even still try to stay in despite being half life, no bubble, um, against an Ana. Okay, maybe it's a bit viable, but the Ana had sleep. It was risky. You basically you should have you should have probably played like one part of me says you should have gotten out so that way. What if I got confirmation for my support to stay? Then yeah, of course, stay. The point here. The reason why I say you shouldn't have stayed there is that the ghost sign in general for like an aggression. Not really. It's not a ghost. It's not really a ghost sign. More like a plus sign. It's a plus to have a support there in your aggression because if you don't have a support there, you won't be able to aggro as much as you want to. That's what it really is. You can still go and be aggressive. It's just that you're gonna have to immediately retreat back into your team and make sure you don't overextend as much so you don't get punished. The point here is that what we call it? The reason why you screwed up here is like mentioned corner shields, kill shields was assigned for aggression. Yes, basically they're all factors that contribute to whether you can be aggro or not. You basically trying to play this corner. That's what I'm saying. One part of me says like you should have definitely tried to play more better, safer against this Anna. Another part of me says you probably should have just like retreated and get back because like one part of me says you should just retreat it and get back to your team. Even though the Anna's like really low. One part so like yeah, I'm kind of torn. You could like basically try to play aggro over here, or you could just basically go back to your team. It depends whether you can be able to get the kill on this Anna or not. But it seems since you weren't able to get a pick on this Anna, you're just gonna get punished for it. So that's kind of like I'm still trying to like figure that part out. Like you guys did lose a team fight. Maybe in my opinion over here, you should have just basically played better than Deanna. Like the one deciding factor that decided your death in this moment was was asleep. If you didn't get slept, you would have probably been able to kill Anna. But the Anna had to sleep, and because you probably didn't take into fact to account that she had sleep, you just got slept, and now you're dead. Yeah, you got slept and naked, just outplayed. Yeah. Um, Pretty much, you just did get outplayed. I would like let's just base so basically if we go around over here there was a few blunders that were played over here. The first and only blunder was really by your the first blunder was by Reinhardt. The second blunder was you got outplayed by Diana. But you made a few mistakes over here, but nothing really to decide, nothing really too big of a deciding factor. Like you're right here, he definitely was a deciding factor that your team lost. Your the ball basically the ball got a pick onto your Anna, but that was like a bit of that was a big huge that was a big nice affecting factor. But the fact that your Ryan died here and the fact that in the place where you needed to grab, and you didn't have shield to enable him, that's what pretty much lost your team the fight. Uh, and then you not retreating here, probably yeah, could have definitely retreated here, kept yourself alive. You did try to kill Diana to try to get more picks over here, and that's what you got. This is the signing factor that you just got outplayed and got destroyed. That this is the part where you just basically died because this is the part where you died because you just this is the deciding factor was that Anna was able to get to sleep on you, and this is where you just completely lose the fight. So let's see, what can we like take away from this? First off, tell your Ryan to never charge in when you have a plan, because if you guys have a plan, execute that plan over anything else. Number two, uh, since you are the peeling character, what you may call it, and you're playing. Remember, when you are the peel character, aka Zarya, you want to make sure that you basically block out any. You want to be able to block out any sort of like counterplay that the enemy might set up. So like Hammond, he set up a counterplay to kill your Anna. If you as Zarya, it is your role and job to basically know what the enemy wants to do and to stop them from doing that. If you stop the enemy from doing what they want, uh, you basically you basically get tons of out. You basically like take away their resources and you take a bit of your resources away, but you still have the ability to make your own play. Do you understand? Does that make sense? Yeah. So pretty much. Um, so right now it seems like you really do need to work on your you really need to work on your what's it called? Your you need to work on your sound awareness. I guess that's the best way I could say it. You need to work on your sound awareness. You need to be able to hear sounds coming from different directions. You need to look around, make sure that if you are playing against maybe flankers or some sort, you need to know what if you're playing against flankers. Obviously, they're going to create counterplay, and you always want to make sure that you know which side they're coming from and know and being able to stop it with your bubbles. Okay. Okay. Oh, what else? You also need to work on your overextension too. You seem to you like to you seem to overstay a lot in your position. Not just once but a few times. Uh, yeah. Oh, over here was a nice fight. Yeah, he got destroyed here. So yeah. You also need to improve your matchup games and skills. It was not a good pin. It was not a good charge. It was a desperate, helpless. It was a desperate, helpless charge. He had no other option other than die. All right, now you're in a desperate situation here. Up. That was way too early. And you also, oh, I see. All right, now into the next one. Let's see. Any compositional changes you will be making? Sigma. So Sigma is gonna be. No wonder your Ryan charges into the enemy. He's platinum. Oh my god. I see. You can't be panicking like that. You gotta stay focused and you gotta stay focused and calm. Stay focused and calm and be able to counter that rip tire. Doesn't matter. Oh, he's actually masters on his main. What do you mean he's masters on his main? He plays like he's in plat. Oh, that's funny actually. Maybe Master Reinhardt's just platinum to PC players. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That's like a fucking sure. All right, so you basically play Sigma here. Nice, good job. All right, I like this right here. You're basically playing solid the entire match. I just want to like real quick admire the fact that you're playing solid this entire match. You're putting out damage. You were putting out your bubbles correctly. You were getting your charge, and then that was a nice example of taking advantage of the opportunity to be aggressive and get a pick. That's what I want to see more in that Zarya. And then you should be backing up at this point because you don't want to be too aggro. Good job. And then you're also playing peel. This is good peel right here. This is definitely solid play from you right here. This is much better. McCree bottom left. You're so bad at your sound awareness. You know, that's actually good job. Good job. I'm really proud of you for that. This is funny though. I like how you were trying to look for the McCree and you could not find him at all. Like let's just look at this real quick. You'd never heard the I blame my headset. Oh man, how bad is your headset? You need to have a really bad headset to not be able to hear McCree this well. What kind of headset do you have? What the hell? You have a better headset than me, and you can't hear the McCree? No, that's just bullshitting. No, that's completely your fault. You have a Turtle Beach. That's you have no room for sound error. Anything regarding sound awareness skills, that's all on you now. Turtle Beach. uh, yeah, you got to definitely work on this. I can hear that McCree perfectly with the $20 headphones. And let's see, what kind of brand is this? Sadie's. Nobody even knows what the fuck brand Sadie's is. All right. So pretty solid play. I would have definitely liked to have seen just a bit more like opportunities to take advantage of right clicks. Ooh, holy shit! That Sigma really just like fucking tried to. That Sigma really tried to create a nice counterplay, but your Reaper also did a better counterplay. You don't need to turn around. You could just walk back. You could over here. This is a small bit of inaccuracy right here. You could have just definitely looked at them and still right clicked and wait for the bubble to go down while you walk back instead of turning around, walking back because and just getting no damage. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's too far. Yeah, we'll just watch over here. So I think it's like right over here. Yeah, like look at this. You're doing nice. You're doing nice right clicks, and then you turn around instead, and then you turn around and walk back instead of just facing this way while walking back. You know, small intricacies could be like improved on. It's still gonna be shown this if you look back or not. You're not a Nana or a Reinhardt. Ooh. There's definitely a mistake I saw here. Okay, let's look at this. Basically, you find out that you're basically just trying to hold this area, and then you see that the Roadhog basically gets over there. So definitely something that kind of was a bit that definitely a mistake that was made over here was that you guys completely left the point vulnerable and easy for the enemy to walk on, forcing you guys to basically walk back. So basically, you allow the enemy to force you guys to split up or back up entirely to the point to play on the point. Um, you got if anything, definitely you guys should have been at detecting if what you call it they basically got to the point before you guys should have definitely detected if they were going this way before they even gone to the store. So that's definitely a problem there. So now you guys are forced to basically go back to point and try to contest. You push onto this hog. Over here, you extend past this corner into a road hog when you don't have bubble. This is basically a Yikers Pepego right here. You are so lucky that the road hog did not hook you. And you didn't even have a healer when you're basically staying over there. Like, let's look at this. This was pretty bad because you. This was pretty bad because you basically pushed into this enemy team when you had no healers whatsoever. So yeah. Oh, and hey, you remember the part where I told you the enemy was forcing you guys to rotate to point? This is the result. That's the result of basically rotating to point. Uh, this is the result of forcing your opponents to rotate to the point where they didn't expect it, and now you basically lost two of your men. Sigma had to use an ult just to probably get a counter pick, and yeah, it's very difficult to get out of that situation. Yep, I thought so. You probably would have definitely died there. So yeah, first off, the first mistake you made was you pushed around this corner trying to be aggressive when you didn't have a healer. And well, actually, no, that's not the mistake. you can push around there, but you can't be there for long. Like, look at this. Um, a bit too far. Like, it's okay to push around this corner. That's fine, but you shouldn't be trying to do it for kills because that's a Roadhog, that's a McCree. Those are stuns. You and the second they notice you, you need to get the fuck out. I probably wouldn't even poke. Actually, you know what? They have a McCree, they have a Roadhog. I wouldn't even poke this. That's way too scary of a place to poke. If you poke here, if you poke here and you make them notice you, they're probably gonna just try to kill you. You even pushed up too. That's like even more bad. That's like that's just like telling them to kill you. And you put your attention towards over here, despite the fact there's a Roadhog over here. I was desperate to bubble my Reaper at that moment. Okay, if you're desperate to bubble your Reaper at that moment, I thought I was safe behind the sim wall. What do you mean you thought you were safe behind the sim wall? They could just walk past the sim wall and just basically kill you. And another thing was that they also had a McCree. That's why I lost attention on the hog. Losing concentration. Well, you got to remember, just because you have a shield, if it's stationary, they can just walk past it. A shield is not really protection. A shield is not really a nice. A shield doesn't really create a safe area. Like this area is only safe from people that stay on this side. People, if they can just walk past this, you're fucked. You better play. That's where you basically start trying to play like this game, the shield dancing game. So yeah, there's still it seems you still need to work on like pushing. You do have a lot of misjudging inaccuracies that lead to your death. Why did you run? I had a feeling. I had a feeling. You know, I'm not gonna ask why. I knew it. I can. You basically thought that the Moira was gonna keep right clicking you, and I could tell you had the urge to bubble because you did not want to be. You didn't want to keep being right clicked by the Moira, but the Moira didn't care. Oh, you should never say. I'm not even explain that. You saw the mistake there yourself. I feel like I should just make you watch it. Should we watch that clip again just so that way you realize how bad it was? I know. I'm glad you do. I now go wrong. Wroggy hoggy. My main tank friend was throwing. Oh, I actually. What do you mean he was throwing? I actually legitimately think you can play a Hammond hog into this map because Hammond's really powerful for knocking people off of the point, just like how Arista is. Because you can just roll all the time, and if people try to contest point, you just be like, boop, get off. And Hog is like a brawly character. Hammond is a brawl character. Hog is a brawl character. This is what Hammond Hog is the brawl comp. Wait, what? You're staying Zarya? Why didn't you switch to Hog here? Playing Zarya? What's the idea? Okay, it's funny enough that you basically decided to not um it's funny enough that you decided to not switch to Hog and not really have a good idea. You would eventually go Ryan. So you wanted to play Ryan Zarya into this map. This map. Yeah, I know, but wait. Um, you wanted to play Ryan Zarya on Sanctum. Am I correct? Did I hear that? Am I deciphering this right? Oh. No, that's not a good idea. You don't play Ryan Zarya into Sanctum. Just think, if the enemy team is bad, have fun with them. You can do whatever's with them. They're your toys. But like, if this, but from what I see in this enemy team, this enemy, like, you should have gone Hogarissa. Yeah, Hogarissa you play on Sanctum because of the fact that there is just a lot of environmental threats around here, and you just got knocked into them. You don't play Ryan. You don't play Ryan Zarya into. You don't ever play Ryan Zarya into Sanctum unless whatchamacallit, you got some sort of strategy going on, which honestly might not be the best strategy because Ryan Zarya Sanctum just does not equal a good move most of the time, or just really any of the time. So yeah. So it looks like they got Hammond and Darissa. Look at that. Oh yeah, that was definitely a recipe. You even standing over there was just basically a nice way to ask, hey, can I get thrown off the cliff, please? Lol. What do you expect when you stand near a cliff? Good job. I love the crosshair placement. Oh, that was a bit of a force. I think you forced that hook too much. Did you force that hook? Yeah. You know what I could feel like I could see in your head right now. You're probably like frothing at the teeth, just be like, "Give me a hook, give me a hook. I see somebody. Just let me hook you." I could, yeah, you could tell. You gotta tone down that. You gotta tone down that like that urge to hook somebody, man. You gotta stay focused. You lose your focus by frothing at the teeth, you're gonna end up getting forced hook. Stay calm, stay focused, look for your opportunities correctly. That was unfortunate. I honestly, I kind of, it was just unlucky right there. You couldn't what you would call it. Your hook wasn't like, yeah, you were going for the ash and the Moira just like hooked in, and then next thing you know, you had to immediately adjust your stuff. You had to immediately adjust your crosshair. However, your console, so it's difficult to adjust your crosshair before Moira can get out. So a bit unlucky, but also you should not stay here. No, what are you doing? Yeah. Oh, this is so risky. Nice. Yeah, but like that's a ball. If you're playing against a ball, and you have like, and you don't have your heal, and you're at half HP, the ball only has to shoot you in the head for a few more times, and then you're dead. Even if you probably got your HP right back, the ball is able to retreat, get support, and then kill you right back again. You're more easier to kill than a ball than you being able to kill that ball. However, what you call it? Since you did, the good thing though is that what you call it? The good thing is that the ball isn't that aggressive, and he was busy doing other things. So in a way, you basically play into the psychology of the ball, since the ball was you knowing how stupid the ball was, basically allowed you to keep playing in that corner. So in a way, you in a way toyed with that ball by making a mistake and getting value out of it. Uh, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about something. I was looking at this over here. You kill the Orisa and then you try to hook. Can you please explain this one? Because this one I had a feeling like you probably just weren't ready to hook it and then you hook. Am I right? Could be wrong. I didn't aim. Yeah, there we go. You, yeah, pretty much, basically. Yeah, you didn't aim. So just a little bit. I'm probably thinking that this isn't something that happens often, you know? Yeah. We all make accidental mistakes like that. It's okay. We make accidents and then we try to hammer them out over time. What is? Yeah. Yeah. I just saw that one. I mean, to be honest, I've only seen you hook like one, two, three, four. I only saw you hook four times this game, so I don't really have much. I don't really have a lot of say in like how good your hooks are because I only seen like you hook four times this game. Five times. You hit two. You hit three out of the two of your. You hit three out of two of your hooks. I mean, three out of five of your hooks. What the fuck? My God, English. Oh, that was so much pressure you created. Not really. You just basically made Narissa go half HP while she was fortified. That Narissa doesn't give a shit, probably. Oh, that was so close. That was unlucky. You got that. That was just so nicely timed by the Moira. You just got outplayed there. Oh well. You just got outplayed. Yep. But oh, what? You're a hog though. You should be pulling off some hard blue play shit. Where you basically be going up and be like, hey, I'm gonna just see if I can get some value real quick, like maybe alt charge or maybe a nice pick with a hook, and then try to print. Look at you. You could be getting value for your team. You could be getting ultimate charge. You could be getting picks right now. Maybe getting picks. That depends on how good they are at peeling. If they aren't good at peeling, you can definitely get picks. Yes. But also go forward in a way so you also have a retreat path. Never just go forward and go for a play and then not like have a retreat path, then not have a retreat path planned afterward. You want to have a retreat path. You want to have a retreat path planned afterwards, so that way, when the enemy aggroes onto you, you can use your heal part of the way, and then probably use this health pack on this part of the way. Get your healers over here, and then you probably make it out alive, despite the fact that they've been chasing you for like all this entire time. You half think retreat paths. Yeah, never half think retreat paths. You want a full think retreat paths. Your retreat path, the point of retreat, where you want to retreat all the way to is your team. You want to retreat all the way to your team, and more specifically, the supports. DPS maybe, because DPS can shoot things and like be like fuck off. But the healers, you want to make sure that they can heal you. Your retreat path should always lead to your healers. And these health packs right here are basically what you would call checkpoints on your way back. Oh, that's unfortunate. That was a nice attempt at a flick. Good job. Nice. I think you heard the recruiter that time. The ball just stopped suddenly. Yeah, that ball was trying to not get hooked. Okay, did your Moira have fake? Because she shouldn't have died there. That was your Moira's fault. She didn't die because the overextending. She died because she just didn't probably use her retreat in time. The ball killed himself. What the hell? You guys are playing a nice trade. What the fuck? Oh, but they got a bob. No, that's gay. You can do it. You're a tanky fucker. Stay on that point. You stay on that point. No, don't use your. Yes, good job. Oh, you got fucking melted. Okay, yep. So let's just analyze this real quickly. Let's see what went wrong here. Can I please? All right. All the way to over. All right. So basically, you're just trying to get back into the fight because, yeah. Over here, you get. Over here, you should not have used your heal because, first off, you still had full health and your team is like right over there. Your retreat path is not too far. Okay. If you're going to use your heal, like, yeah, use it at half HP. Do you often use your health? Do you often use your healing at half HP, or is this a common habit where you basically use your heal while you're still like 500 health or something? Yeah, it was that. Yeah, I can see. That was just a mistake. Okay, yeah. It seems to me that you do have a common habit of cracking under pressure. Like if something scares you, you seem to like crack under it, and then you start like basically making mistakes. Like you start end up faltering just from the fact that people are starting to scare you. Am I correct? Yeah. So that's one thing you're gonna have to work on is just buckling down and then staying focused and not working. Yeah, you're working on it though. Okay, keep at it, man. What can we call it? That's part of like being more. That's how you want to solidify yourself and just slowly going into masters. You don't want to is that you don't want to end up getting scared by mistakes like this. You don't want to get scared by things like this. So yeah. Sound awareness too is something you're gonna definitely have to work on. I would say that the cause of your death right over here is oh, you have your heal again? Yeah. Two times, two times. Not common, but damn, pressure really seems to get to you, right? You have a new thing to get pressured on. It's called getting pressured to make mistakes. And that you have more pressure coming onto you. And that pressure is going to tell you to start actually not getting pressured is not get scared by things like this. I sound confusing sometimes. Fuck. Nice. Ooh, and oh, he jumped. Oh, you know what? Genjis are fucking hard to hit, anyways. Especially probably for console players. I don't even know. Because then it's like, the only time I've ever really seen Hogs hook Genjis is when they fucking flick. Like they predict the hell out of the Genjis movements and then they flick like hell. Trying to hook a Genji on console, you don't have that flick potential, so you can't use that method. So I don't know any other methods other than maybe like just basically waiting for the perfect opportunity for Genji to use all of his movement abilities, therefore basically eliminating the possibilities that he'll move to this way or this way and just yeah. Oh man, prediction's kind of getting off point. Yeah. So that's how I do hook against Genji. Oh, so the second method that I described. Okay, so yeah. Honestly, it is a good method. Um. So, what do you think? So, pretty much one thing I can definitely take away from here is the fact that you do crack a lot. You do crack a lot under pressure. Your sound awareness definitely needs to be worked on. You overextend sometimes. You overextend actually quite a bit at Zarya. You definitely need to work on your awareness of knowing where your healers are. That way you don't overextend into places where you can't get to. I mean, where you can't get back from. Um, what else? Yeah, the peel too. You want to add. You want to yeah, because Zarya is just not about being so aggressive and just enabling. It's also about peeling too. because Zarya is pretty much one of the most greatest characters at not just offensive and it's not just at offensive but also at defensive. So yeah, you will as Zarya. Yeah, that's right. As Zarya, you do want to learn how to basically be able to counteract the enemy's plays. So if they want to do something, you stop them from doing it. If Ryan tries to hammer you, you basically just shield that. Ryan tries to hammer your friend who's in danger, you're just like, no, I'll just shield that. Hammond tries to fucking use mines in your support, you're just like, no, I'll just shield that. Ah, yes, bubble forward and with ammo and gun. That's another good way to improve your aggression. Uh, so one thing you're gonna need to definitely be aware about, you're one thing you're definitely going to need to be aware about is where your healers are. Escape path for hogs. Oh yes, escape path for hogs. Um, you're gonna so regarding where your healers are, those will basically determine where you can be aggro up to. If your healers are a bit in the back, then you can't really extend like past any sort of corners and stuff because if your healers are all the way in the back, then you're gonna have to retreat all the way to the back while the enemies keep trying to damage you and trying to kill you because if you don't get back to your healers and you die. So that's one way to like basically talk about your over aggression. If your healers are pushed up a little bit, or at least pushed up enough to where they can be pushed up and not die, then that should enable you to be more aggressive and get more value. So yeah, that basically goes in the same for like Zarya and Hog. So when you extend with Zarya or extend with Hog, to allow line of sight of healers to allow over aggression if the healers can safely get into position. Sometimes, yeah. You don't consistently need line of sight of your healers like 100% of the time. You can break line of sight for a bit and then peek when you need to. Because the whole point is just to like basically stay alive or like just get enough support so you can stay alive um more longer than the enemy. You want to stay alive more longer than the enemy can, and you want to be able to kill the enemy before they can kill you. That's why you want to make sure you have your retreat path correctly planned out, and you want to whatchamacallit, you want to be able to get value for your team, get damage, and charge up your ultimate without being able to die. You want to get as much value as you can, and you do that by basically having awareness of where your healers are. So yeah, pretty much. Any other questions you have? Okay. Um. So, what you call it? uh, what else can I say? Trying to like remember anything else in this spot that we possibly have learned. Oh yeah, tell your main tank to chill and not charge into the enemy as Rhyme when you have a plan. We don't need we don't need him throwing the entire round away if you guys have a plan because first round definitely should have been won like easy. But yeah. I think I got everything out so far. I'm speaking with him now. Sure, he is fucking trash. Josh is a fucking plat for fucking charging in like that. Literally, you want to what make your friend look more like a diamond? If he was to basically say, "Hey, we have these combo of ultimates. Let's use these," in the presence of your friends. You have like four friends right here. Actually, you know what? He should just do that in general. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Thanks for being here with me and like what you call it, taking in my roast and coaching. I appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna head out, man. I'll see you later. You too, man. Have a great day.